Eren Castro. I'm going to be talking about art, specifically the different journeys to pursuing art. So it's going to be a informative speech. Um, the purpose is to kind of show the audience the three significant journeys to pursuing art and how it takes to become successful. Um, the journey to becoming an artist is different for everyone. It's there for everybody, but there are like various ways to pursuing it. One of them is being an apprentice for an already successful artist who's already been in the industry for a while now. So you're able to work for them is a great way to get exposure into the art world. Um, Being an apprentice will help you understand the process of creating an art takes. For example, in a video by Vice called Chewing Gum Art with Dan Colin, he explains his painting process. Quote, I did like the first lot of them, but then you kind of just show people how to do them and work with them. Another example, the apprentice can use these techniques for their artwork to experiment, so it's a great way. Another way is by critique and advice. Most of these successful usually give advice or critique about improving the apprentice art. For example, they'll give advice on art business. Another example, they'll usually critique the apprentice work on areas they can improve on. So that's a great way. Another one is representation. A lot of these artists already have a huge following and connections. So, for example, apprentices will usually get representation by artists, huge following on social media or in the art world. Another example is the artist having connection to galleries or businesses to help the artist out. So that's definitely a great way. So the second option for an artist pursuing a journey is by attending an art school. An art school is basically this institution where a lot of students go and work on their work, on their art, and succeed. And a lot of these art schools have internships, opportunities, and representation. These schools provide a variety of internships and for the students specifically. For example, on the Fashion Institute of Technology website, the school has provided internships. Quote, students have been entered at Saturday Night, Refinery 29, Vice, Vogue, etc. They could also get internships for already successful artists, like becoming an apprentice, like my previous statement. Learning, attending these art programs, these students can learn and improve their artwork through assignments or projects. In these classes, students go through a variety of assignments so they could experiment with their work. For example, the student called Clyde is a student from the Cooper Union, and he explains his experience in a short YouTube video by the Cooper Union itself. Quote, I really value like having this space to be in, to do all your work and learning and thinking. They can improve and finalize their work so they can be ready and presented after they graduate. Representation is another great way to attending these art schools. Usually these schools have social media accounts, so where they represent their students. Another example is they have shows for the individual programs and grades just to get them out there, And lastly, the last option to kind of pursuing an art career is by being involved with your art community. The third option is artists breaking into the art world is by being active in their city's art community and by involved in events, competitions. This is a great way for the artists to gain experience. Events. Artists participating in art-related events is a great way for the artists to be known in their city. For example, artists participating in their city's flea markets is a great way to get their art noticed. For example, there's one in El Paso called EP Downtown Art and Farmers Market, where many artists sell their work. I personally have done it as well, and it really helped my art get out there. Another is things like Chalk the Block, where artists paint on the floor, and that's another great way to get represented. Another one is competitions to show, and usually these competitions have rewards and representation. Participating in competitions could help the artists receive rewards like money or even higher positions in their art getting noticed. Another way is by their city's local galleries, where they represent the city's artists to get represented. Connections. When you're doing all these kind of things participating, you'll eventually get connections. So for example, maybe a person likes your art and they're willing to buy it. And maybe another person, for example, is really interested in you and wants to help you out. So they kind of introduce you to other people and maybe other businesses to kind of get you out there. So these are the three most common successful journeys for artists, basically, in their career. So I talked about being an apprentice, attending an art school, or being involved in their city's art community. The purpose is to inform the reader or the audience that every artist's journey is becoming successful is different. It's not the same. I would like the audience to decide which of these options will benefit them or the artist to succeed in their careers. Every artist goes through a variety of obstacles and options to getting close to where they want to be. Even though there are three options to becoming a successful artist, it is up to them on which journey is more comfortable with them.